At 6 months pregnant, I felt my doctor's hands where I shouldn't have felt them during an examination. My husband was waiting outside and had no idea what was happening. Do you want to know what really happened in that room? My name is Sarah, I'm 28 years old, and I'm going to tell you about what I experienced during the most complicated period of my life. I've never told this story to anyone, not to my mom, not to my best friend, and certainly not to my husband, but I can't keep it inside anymore. Because what I experienced was so much more than just a mistake. I've been married for 2 years. My husband Jake is 31, a software engineer. He's a good man, a loving husband, a reliable partner. We met in college, dated for 4 years before getting married. Our friends used to hold us up as the perfect couple. Nobody's like Sarah and Jake, they'd say. We had a calm, harmonious, trouble-free relationship. In the second year of our marriage, we found out I was pregnant, and we were overjoyed. Jake was so excited that when he saw the test, he picked me up, spun me around, then immediately stopped. "We need to be careful, I might hurt the baby," he said. From that moment on, he started treating me like I was made of glass. We had decided on pregnancy together. We were both ready, our finances were good, our families were supportive. Everything was perfectly planned, our dreams were coming true. That's how I met Dr. Michael Carter. He's 38, an experienced OB/GYN. He works at his private practice in Manhattan, known as one of the best doctors in the city. My friend Lisa had been his patient during her pregnancy and was very satisfied. He's not only a great doctor but also very understanding, she said. He really gets pregnant women. Jake and I went to my first appointment together. Dr. Carter's office was very elegant and comforting. Soft colors, gentle music, baby photos everywhere. He was also much warmer than I expected. Tall brown hair, green eyes. Handsome, but that didn't matter to me at the time. "Congratulations," he said, shaking my hand. "Is this your first baby?" "Yes," I said excitedly. "Wonderful. This is a very special journey. I'll support you every step of the way." My first examination was completely normal. Jake was there too, and we watched the ultrasound images together. When we heard that tiny heartbeat, we both cried. Dr. Carter was professional, distant but friendly. He patiently answered our questions and addressed our concerns. "Everything looks great," he said. "A healthy pregnancy. All you need to do is listen to your body and enjoy this process." Jake came to the second-month checkup too. This time the baby was bigger. You could see arms and legs. Dr. Carter explained in detail what we would experience during the pregnancy process. Jake was constantly taking notes, asking questions. He was being very meticulous about everything. In the third month, morning sickness started. Nausea in the mornings, sometimes vomiting. Jake got very worried, and immediately called Dr. Carter. "Is this normal? Do we need to do something?" Dr. Carter patiently explained to him too. "It's a natural part of pregnancy. Sarah's body is adapting." In the fourth month, Jake went on a business trip. I went to a checkup alone for the first time. I was a bit nervous because I felt incomplete without Jake, but Dr. Carter was very understanding. "Your husband is very protective," he said with a smile. "Yes, sometimes overly protective," I said. "That's normal. Men can sometimes be more anxious than women during pregnancy, but you're a strong woman. It's important for you to learn to listen to your own body." This sentence affected me. I hadn't felt strong for a long time. Jake's protectiveness was starting to feel suffocating sometimes. In the fifth month, my pregnancy was starting to show. My belly was rounding. My body was changing. Jake noticed these changes but didn't know how to react. We weren't as close as before. It was like he was afraid of me, scared he might cause harm. "Is this normal?" I asked Dr. Carter. My husband being distant. "Very normal," he said. "Men sometimes don't know how to touch a pregnant woman's body. They're scared. But pregnant women actually need more love, more touch. But he doesn't understand that. Did you talk about it?" I tried, but he's very stressed. There's a big project at work. Dr. Carter looked thoughtful. "Pregnancy isn't just the woman's experience, but unfortunately most men don't understand this. Women can feel very alone during this time. This conversation really affected me, because I truly felt alone. My body was changing, my emotions were confused, but I had no one to share this with. At the end of the 5th month, something started to change. Dr. Carter was now looking at me differently. He talked longer, asked detailed questions about the changes in my pregnancy process. When he asked, "How are you feeling? Do you feel good about yourself?" I felt like he cared not just about my baby, but about me too. Sometimes I feel very lonely," I said one day. "Isn't your husband with you?" "Physically, yes, but emotionally, it's like he doesn't know what to do with me." Dr. Carter nodded. "That's very sad. Women need the most support during pregnancy." "I know, but I don't know how to tell him. Maybe I could talk to him next time he comes." But Jake never came again. Due to work pressure, I was now going to checkups alone. When I went to the first checkup of the 6th month, I felt very different. My belly was quite big now. I could clearly feel the baby's movements. At the same time, because of hormones, I was much more emotional and sensitive. When I entered Dr. Carter's office, his assistant Nancy wasn't there either. "It's just us today," Dr. Carter said. "Nancy left early. Her daughter got sick." "Is that a problem?" I asked. "Of course not. I can do examinations alone too." I lay down on the examination table. This time there was something different in the air. Doc Carter was standing closer. We were talking longer. "Are you alone again today?" he asked. "Jake has an important meeting." "He always has important meetings." There was a slight tone of criticism in this comment. "His work is very busy," I defended Jake. "Of course, but you're important too. You're also a person with needs." He looked into my eyes. For the first time, we had maintained eye contact for so long. Sometimes I forget," I said. "Forget what?" "What kind of woman I was before I got pregnant." Dr. Carter stopped. As he was preparing to put his hand on my belly, my words stopped him. "You're an amazing woman, Sarah. Pregnancy doesn't change that fact. On the contrary, it makes you even more beautiful." No one had said anything like that to me for a long time. My eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," I said. "I'm very emotional lately." "Don't be sorry. This is very normal, both hormonal and because of the situation you're experiencing." When he put his hand on my belly, the baby reacted. He kicked strongly. "Very active," he said, smiling. "It's going to be a strong baby." But he didn't take his hand away. Normally the examination would last a few minutes, but this time he kept his hand there longer. And since my baby was particularly active then, everything in my body was more sensitive. "Is this normal?" I asked, noticing my voice was trembling. "Yes, very normal. In the 6th month, babies are very active. You must be feeling everything more sensitively too." Then he moved his hand a bit lower, within medical examination boundaries, but it felt different. "How you feel is important too," he said slowly. "Not just the baby." I looked into his eyes. This look wasn't just a doctor-patient look. It was much deeper, much more personal. I feel good," I said, but my voice wasn't coming out. "Really? Because your eyes are saying something else." Him speaking so directly surprised me. "I feel confused," I said honestly. "About what?" "About everything. My marriage, my body, the future, myself." Dr. Carter didn't remove his hand from my belly. On the contrary, he spread his palm and covered a wider area. "Is your husband giving you enough support?" This question was very personal, but I wanted to answer. Sometimes he stays very distant. I think he's scared of me. Scared of you. Of my pregnant state. Like he's going to make a wrong move and hurt me. "How do you feel?" "Physically, very sensitive. I feel everything more intensely." "That's very normal. During pregnancy, a woman's body becomes much more sensitive. Touch, feeling, everything becomes more intense." As he said these words, he moved his hand slightly. The medical examination had now turned into something completely different. "Dr. Carter," I whispered. "Yes, is this right?" He paused for a moment, then he removed his hand and straightened up. He looked into my eyes. "What you feel is important. What do you feel?" I couldn't answer this question, because what I felt was something a pregnant woman, a married woman shouldn't feel.
but at the same time it was very real, very powerful. Confused, I said again. That's normal. Pregnancy creates very complex emotions. Women rediscover themselves during this time. But we both knew that what was happening here was very different from emotional changes related to pregnancy. I'm married, I said weakly. I know, but that doesn't change the fact that you're a woman. This sentence shook me. For a long time I had only seen myself as Jake's wife or pregnant woman, but Dr. Carter was right. I was still a woman. When I went home that day I was very confused. Jake came home from work as usual, asked how was the checkup, but didn't really listen to my answer. He was talking to someone on the phone about work. At dinner we sat quietly. Jake talked about work again, how stressful the project was. I told him what I had done during the day, but he wasn't really interested. I'm tired, he said after dinner. I'm going to bed early. We lay side by side in bed, but we were in separate worlds. Jake fell asleep immediately, but I thought for hours. Dr. Carter's hands, words, looks, and how lonely I felt. When I went to my appointment the second week, Dr. Carter was now always scheduling me as the last patient of the day. We can talk more comfortably, he said. We don't have to rush. This time the examination lasted longer, and it was more personal. I thought about our last conversation, he said. How are you feeling? Still confused. Did you talk to your husband? I tried, but he's very distracted. He doesn't really see me anymore. How doesn't he see you? He doesn't see me as a woman. He only sees me as his pregnant wife. Dr. Carter nodded. That's very sad, because pregnancy makes women even more beautiful, more attractive, more feminine. Do you really think so? Absolutely. You're a very beautiful woman, Sarah. Pregnancy suits you very well. No one had looked at me and talked to me like this for a long time. I blushed. During this appointment he continued talking during the examination, but the topics were more personal. Does your husband make you happy? He used to. Now, it's a bit different. How different? Distant. Like he doesn't know what to do with me. During pregnancy women need more love, more attention, more touch. I know. But he doesn't understand that. Those who don't understand lose out. As he said this sentence he put his hand over my heart. Not to listen to the baby, but to listen to my heart. It's beating very fast, he said. I'm excited. Why? I looked into his eyes. There was no need to hide anymore. You know why? That day the examination room was different. Warmer, closer. Dr. Carter was no longer just a doctor. He was much more. By the third appointment, all boundaries had completely disappeared. We were alone in the examination room. The door was locked. As Dr. Carter moved his hands over my body, I started touching him too. This is crazy, I said. The most beautiful kind of crazy, he replied. My pregnant body was so sensitive that every touch was like electricity. I had never experienced anything like this. Jake and I had never had anything like this between us. You're beautiful, Dr. Carter said. Pregnancy suits you so well. You really make me feel that way, because that's how you are. Your husband is a lucky man. I wish he knew that. If someone comes, no one will come. You're the last patient. My assistant left early too. That night lying next to Jake at home, I thought about what I had experienced. Did I feel guilty? Yes. But at the same time, I had never felt so alive. I had never felt so much like a woman. This situation continued for 2 more months. I had appointments every week, and each time we went further, Dr. Carter showed me how a pregnant woman should be treated. Very gentle, very tender, but at the same time passionate. You're a wonderful mother, he would say, and a wonderful woman. Jake never saw me this way anymore. To him I was just his pregnant wife. But Dr. Carter made me feel like I was still a woman in his eyes. In the 7th month, the distance between Jake and me had widened considerably. He used work stress as an excuse, and I used pregnancy hormones. But the real reason was completely different. I was thinking about someone else now. At the 8th month appointment, everything changed. During the examination, my baby was moving a lot, and Dr. Carter noticed this. The baby is very active. It's like he understands what's happening, he said, smiling. At that moment, I felt something very strange. It was like my baby really understood what was happening. I started feeling guilty. Maybe we should stop, I said. Why? Because this isn't right. I'm going to be a mother. Dr. Carter paused. Then he took my hand. You're going to be an amazing mother. But that doesn't change the fact that you're a woman. But I'm married. That doesn't change either. But are you happy? I couldn't answer this question, because I knew the answer and it was terrible. No, I finally said. I'm not happy. I haven't been for a long time. Why? Because no one sees me. The real me. If you hadn't seen me, I would have completely lost myself. Dr. Carter hugged me. There, in the examination room, with my pregnant belly. You're a very valuable woman, he said. Never forget that. At my last appointment, there was very little time left until delivery. Dr. Carter was very different that day. More distant, more professional. It would be better if you went to another doctor after delivery, he said. Why? Because we both know this can't continue like this. He was right. We had both already crossed the line, but it was time to return to real life. I won't be able to forget you, I said. I won't forget you either, but now you're going to be a mother. That's a very sacred thing. What about my feelings for you? They were real too, but now they have to stay in the past. When my baby was born, Jake was beside me. He was very happy, crying. We have a beautiful son, he said. You're amazing, Sarah. I was happy too, really happy. But at the same time, I was thinking about Dr. Carter. Those moments, our closeness during that sensitive period, when my son came into the world, looking at him, I felt very mixed emotions. I loved him very much, of course, but there was also guilt inside me. How right were the things I experienced during this pregnancy? Jake changed a lot after the birth. He became more caring, more loving. It was like he had rediscovered me. You're such a strong woman, he said one day. You don't know how much I love you. These words really affected me, because this was actually what I wanted, for him to see me, to value me. When my baby was 3 months old, I received a message from Dr. Carter. How are you? Motherhood must suit you very well. I didn't reply, because what could I say? But one day, when my son was 6 months old, I saw Dr. Carter at the mall. My heart started beating fast. There was a young woman with him. She was pregnant. He saw me and smiled. He came over. Sarah, you look wonderful. Motherhood suits you very well. Thank you. You also look good. This is my wife Emma. She's pregnant too. My heart beat even faster. Was she his wife? Nice to meet you, I said with difficulty. Emma was a very beautiful, very young woman, and she looked very happy. Michael told me a lot about you, Emma said. You were a very good patient. At that moment I understood everything. I was just a patient to him, maybe a bit special, but still just a patient. When I got home I thought a lot. Was what I experienced real, or was it just the effect of pregnancy hormones? Now my son is 2 years old. Jake and I solved our problems. We're happy like before, even happier. Motherhood changed me, matured me. Jake also became more understanding thanks to fatherhood. But I still sometimes think about those days, those moments I experienced in that examination room. As a pregnant woman, I had never felt so beautiful and desired. Was it wrong? Of course. Do I regret it? The answer to this question is complex, because what I experienced during that time wasn't just physical closeness. It was a process of rediscovering myself, remembering that I was a woman. Dr. Carter made me feel valuable. Now when I see other pregnant friends, I wonder if they experience similar feelings. Pregnancy is a very special time. A woman's body and soul are so sensitive that sometimes unexpected things can happen. Recently I got pregnant again. This time I'm going to a different doctor, and Jake comes with me to every checkup. He's much more caring, much more understanding. This pregnancy is very different, he says. Much more beautiful. He's right, because this time everything is in its right place. But I still sometimes think about those old days, and I understand this. Sometimes even the wrong things we experience in life can show us the right way. Everything I experienced during that time made me the Sarah I am today. Stronger, more conscious, more woman, and maybe that's enough.